Good evening. I'm here to talk about a project that I wasn't involved in. I didn't design and I didn't work on, and I just happened to go and visit. But anyway, this image isn't even about that project. It's just an image from a workshop we were running last week in Portugal, and I thought it would be relevant to start a conversation on this. It's about participation, making sure you get things right. The project that I want to talk about tonight is in Brazil, in Salvador da Bahia, located in the Parque São Bartolomeu. Salvador da Bahia was an important city for the slave trade during the Portuguese colonization of the continent and of Brazil, and it was a city that became very densely populated. After 200 years, it was abandoned as capital, but a large population of Afro-Brazilians carried on living there, and later on in the 18th century and 19th century, they became free. It led to a division of the population between a rich class and a very poor class, and it's caused quite a few problems. The location of the project is in the Parque São Bartolomeu, as I've said, which is a traditional area linked to the Candomblé, and it's part of a large World Bank funded project that was due to refurbish the park and improve the settlement of people around there. But that wasn't the project I'd originally gone to visit. I'd originally gone to Brazil to see the Cidades Irmãos Solidários, which is a small charity that is looking to upgrade their current daycare centre, and that was what I was there to do. But in the process, I'd realised there was this large project being developed next to it, and I thought I'd have to go and visit it. So, talking to some of our friends, I managed to get in contact with the people that were running this project, and excuse me, they allowed me to go and visit it. And you can see the neighbourhood before the intervention is quite a small neighbourhood. There's about 662 family homes there, and it's meant to be upgraded and improved into possibly a more typical social neighbourhood with repetitive housing, which I don't think is the best solution. And apologies for the wording upside down, but this is the plan as I took it from one of the posters that was shown to me at the time. As you can see, there's new equipment being provided as well. There's a new creche, and at that time I had very little reason to suspect anything but the best. The project was in fact looking very positive. The indicators are looking good. The buildings are looking very good, and one could only hope for the very best outcome of this project. The president of the World Bank himself had come to visit, and this is him in one of the many new homes that are being provided. It's a fairly large family, in my opinion, for a house which we'll see in a moment is possibly not that big. But as I said, everything looked very positive. But I just thought I'd take a walk around the neighbourhood, talk to some of the local people and see what they would say. It's not a new technique. It's something people do all the time, just very often go around, talk to people, learn their story, and hopefully be able to build on that to do something better. This was the development that I just showed you a second ago. It was one of the first ones to be completed. There are 65 new houses here, and as you can see, they range from a one up, one down, or two up, one down type of building to exactly the same typology. There's no repetition, there's no space for further improvement. Or you could have ended up in one of these other blocks where you had 2 bedrooms and a living room and accommodation, a kitchen and a balcony, and if you had animals or lived off the land, it would be fairly hard to come and live in a building like this. Speaking to some of the people involved, they in fact told me the animals just could not come. Some photos of the construction site still inside the building. As you can see, it's not particularly spacious, and I believe, but this is my opinion as an architect, if you have one opportunity to do these things, potentially you can plan them and do them slightly better. And as I was saying, let's move on and talk about the talk. So Elena, who's one of the people that work at the daycare centre, took me around, and she was telling me about her experience. She was one of the people that had to be rehoused and relocated, and she told me that in a period of about 9 months they were told they would have to relocate, told they were going to have a new home, and here's an image of the house which is similar to Elena's, probably not her, this photo was given to me, and she used to live behind the park and had to be relocated to one of the new areas. That happened in a very short period of time. They were told that they would be seeing the model house. That sometimes did not happen. And she was given the option between moving into one of these new units, which again are the fairly repetitive ones, or to purchase a house in the neighbourhood. It's important to note that the price of the houses went up quite high during this time as a result of the intervention, and I'd ask whether this is a non-intended bad consequence or a good opportunity for landowners. And this policy of putting multiple families in the same building, normally living on top of each other, has had its problems. It's not new. We met Donna Dalva, who's an old lady that lives there, has a horrible back problem, and she said she'd only accepted one because with the price of the new houses, she couldn't afford anything, so she had to take one of these. But that she's not prepared to just leave all her old stuff behind, and she will do incremental upgrading as people there normally do. This is a project completed in 2001, and you can clearly see it was similar. A lack of planning and understanding of how people would occupy the space has led to buildings that were completed in 2001 looking quite in a state which is fairly unfit. And finally, just back to the walk and talking to Elena, she's moved to a new home. She says it's a smaller house, it's fine, but she's not in the neighbourhood that she wanted. There's more problems, and one has to wonder if this type is really the best one can do. And I just think I'll finish on this slide here. As I said, these methods of talking to people, ensuring that participation gets through, there's nothing new, it's not been invented. Chambers has explained it much better than I can in this small talk. And thank you very much for your time.